You already know what it is. WWE Wrestlemania 42. Night 1. April 18th, 2026. Let's just get right into it. This is what we've been waiting for all year. This is pretty much the Super Bowl for wrestling. The season finale. You already know. They kicked it off with the national anthem. They had the band and all of that doing their thing. And John Cena came out. He the host. We ain't seen Big John since he got tapped out by Gunther.
He tapped like a little bitch.
He doing his thing. He a host now. He had his suit. And they kicked it off, man, with the 6-man tag out the gate. They had the Usos and LA Knight versus who?
The Vision, Logan Paul, and Austin Theory teamed up with I Show Speed.
And this was fairly a quick match. At the beginning of the match, they started going at it with LA Knight and all of that. They was going at it. The Usos and LA Knight, they was going at it. The match ended really quick. It ended with the Usos and the LA Knight winning, and then afterwards, it basically ended so quick, and it was kind of like Speed fought a little bit. Logan Paul was getting on him, disrespecting them, and the Usos and LA Knight didn't like that. So what ended up happening with that, man?
They attacked Logan Paul and put Logan on the announce table.
And Speed got up on the turnbuckle top, not just the top turnbuckle, but that round like top post part that's supporting the turnbuckle, holding it up, the big higher part. He got on there, jumped off, and hit him with the I Show splash.
Yep.
Caught him. Logan Paul heavy, man. Speed got extra high with it, man. He was up there looking like Javon Evans for a while, for a second, and he landed that, and the whole crowd went crazy. They was loving it, even though he lost. He had a big moment. Him, the Usos, LA Knight, they was all in the ring celebrating. What did you think of this match, man?
This is a great match, but I kind of want the Vision to win. I wanted Speed to get his moment.
Well, Speed definitely got his moment. You already know. Even though he lost, he had his big moment, man. Everybody was talking about it, man. And that was a nice I Show splash right there. Jimmy wasn't out there smacking his brother ass like he was on Raw. Naomi must have talked to him. Calm down. You can't do that at WrestleMania. You can't be going around smacking ass. You already know. But after that, after the Usos and LA Knight got that big win, they had the commercials. The Usos got a new Snicker podcast commercial. You know, they wilding out, beatboxing, eating hella Snickers. Jimmy getting fat. You already know, man. He doing this damn thing. You already know. But after that, they got into a few celebrities that was in the crowd, man. They had 49ers on, the George Kittle dude. They had Jameer Gibbs, Tyrese Halliburger, and that boy, you already know, young Stephen A. Smith. The crowd was booing him because they hated him. You already know. And then after that,
you stupid.
They got right into the second match of the night. I'm talking about one of the best matches of the night. I'm talking about young Jacob Fatu versus that boy, the psychopath himself, young Drew McIntyre. This was an unsanctioned match. Before the match started, WWE said they ain't responsible for nothing, no damages, nothing that go wrong in this match. They ain't responsible for it. And Jacob and Drew, they was ready for that, man. Out the gate, man, they was going at it back and forth. Hit for hit. Punch for punch. Blow for blow. Hair swinging, dreadlocks swinging everywhere. Toolbox action. Jacob brought the toolbox out. Drew started beating his ass, catching him with hits. They was going back and forth. Drew brother was in the crowd. He grabbed his phone, took a selfie, was talking shit on the phone. It was getting crazy. Drew McIntyre caught Jacob with a nasty ass clothesline outside the ring, flipped his ass. He flipped like 3 times in the air. You already know. And this match was sponsored by the Chumba Casino. You already know. Jacob was giving it back too, man. He caught Drew with a perfect pop-up Samoan drop. Hit him nasty with it. Michael Cole, he was like Drew at 280. The way he just popped him up like that. But Drew, he surprised everybody at one time, man. Drew big ass. He jumped and did a flip over the top rope.
Holy shit.
Big as hell. Drew about big as hell to be jumping over the floor. I thought he was going to break his neck or some shit, man. If you already know that classic time that Undertaker did that, Undertaker almost broke his neck. Drew, he big like that, man, but he landed it perfect. Shouts out to Drew for hitting that. That was perfect, man. Drew, he caught he caught Jacob with some nasty German suplexes, flipping Jacob like he was a Samoan action figure at one point. Jacob, though, he was catching him. He hit him with a perfect moon. That Samoan Jacob moonsault he do. He caught him with that perfect. And Drew, he had got back up, caught was beating Jacob Fatu with a wrench. Put it all in his face. Heavy tear action in this match too. Drew, he actually took the ref's belt and started beating Jacob Fatu ass for a minute. He tried to. He took his belt, but Jacob snatched it out of his hand and started beating Drew ass. Like he owed him something. Like that was his little Scottish stepchild. And he was beating Drew ass. Putting straight belt to ass.
Really, nigga?
You already know. Drew didn't like that, man. He ended up catching Jacob with a heavy claymore. Put them size 17s all in Jacob's face. And nasty. Jacob got up, caught his ass with some nasty headbutts, man. And then Drew pushed Jacob ass into the turnbuckle. Jacob was on top of the turnbuckle. Drew got up, pushed him off, and Jacob like flipped onto the table that was set up outside. It was wild, man. This is a crazy match, man. One of the best matches I ever seen, but it wasn't really unsanctioned though. It could have been just classified as a street fight. Jacob Fatu, he ended up hitting Drew with that toolbox upside his head, knocking him on the table. Then he jumped up there, hit him with a perfect Samoan style 8 kids 1 mattress moonsault, and then got that pin for the win on the Scottish Psychopath, man. Shouts out to Jacob Fatu for getting a big victory over Drew, man. What did you think of this match, man?
This is a great match, and I'm so glad that stupid Drew McIntyre lost.
Drew, I don't think this beef is done though, man.
Drew bullshit tire.
Drew finna be back on some bull, man. I don't think he wanted to lose like that, but that was a classic matchup. I might have to go back and watch that one again. That was a great match. But after that, we're gonna get into some women's action. We had a crazy matchup. Fatal 4-way matchup. Fatal 4-way tag match. I'm talking about Charlexa versus Lyra and Bailey.
The Chin Squad.
You already know, chinned up to the max, 30 chins. You can do a lot with them chins. You already know. Come here, boy. And then after they came out, for some odd reason, the champions didn't come out last. They had the irresistible forces.
The resistible forces.
The irresistible forces, Nia Jax and Young Lash legend Ariel Howard herself, and they was dressed up like them demolition dudes. A lot of y'all was telling me how they names matched too, like the demolition dudes' names. They had names that sound like Jax and Lash. how they names is. It all matches up, man. That was the perfect outfit for them to wear. Irresistible style. And then they had them Bella twins come out. And one came out on a crutch.
That was Nikki.
She had a special announcement to make, man. What happened with that?
She said that she's not clear to have this match, but she wants her sister, Brie, to have her WrestleMania moment. So she called out an old friend. And it was Paige!
Paige. I'm talking about Soraya from AEW. Young Paige herself, man.
Paige!
Big surprise. Nobody expected this. All the ladies was pretty much shocked. And they got straight down to the action. You already know. Heavy motion. Straight down to business. All the ladies was going at it. Charlexa, Lyra Bailey, Lash, and Paige. It took her a long time to get in the ring. Everybody was doing their thing, going at it, going back and forth. A lot of drama, a lot of action, back and forth, fast-paced action. It was one point like everybody got knocked out the ring, and Paige finally got tagged in. It was at one point everybody was outside the ring, and it was just Paige and Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss.
Electric Bliss. Ponytail, Harley Quinn, biscuits. You already know. She caught her. Paige caught Alexa Bliss with that Rampage DDT. Drove her cranium straight into the mat and got that pin for the win. Paige ain't been in WrestleMania in like 8 years, they were saying. She ain't been in the WWE in like 8 years. She came back, won the belts with Brie, and now Paige and Brie Bella, are officially the new women's tag team champions. What do you think about that?
I think that it's amazing, especially because the fact it's not just Nikki and Brie, it's Nikki, Brie, and Paige.
I think it's trash. Let's move on. That was horrible. That was horrible. That was supposed to be an irresistible force. It's time to shine. I don't want to hear nothing about
friendship.
Forget Paige.
Their friendship.
Don't care about Paige. She's not good.
Nia Jax ordered her and Lash's friendship from Temu.
After that, they had the Star Wars dude, the Mandalorian dude in the crowd with young baby Yoda himself attending WrestleMania. Doing his thing, man.
Shouts out to the green little man.
You already know the movie coming out real soon. If you into Star Wars, that's like definitely. You gonna go see that movie, bruh?
Not mostly into Star Wars at all, but I'm into lightsabers. But no.
You already know. But they had the Cone Zone, and they was chilling, man, eating them damn ice cream cones. Yum. They all had the blue shirts. Yum. That's one of the best ice cream cones you can eat in the summer. That chocolate vanilla mix with the nuts and the shell is all good. And then
nuts.
They got there. You already know they had the Solo Sikoa got his own DoorDash commercial out here, man. He doing his thing.
Of course, his big back ass got a DoorDash commercial.
What you think about Solo Sikoa, man?
He is fat and blonde. That's what I think about him. He's a horrible leader and one of my least favorite members in the bloodline.
You rocking with?
He's also a phenomenal fat ass. If I didn't say that already. Oh, and before I forget, he's a phenomenal fat ass.
Shots out.
Oh, and one more thing. He's a phenomenal fat ass.
Shouts out to Solo Sikoa, man, doing this thing. He getting DoorDash commercials. His brothers getting commercials. The Fatu Ananola family is getting good, man. They making some money. But after that, though, they had another big women's match tonight for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I'm talking about the man,
big time.
Herself, Becky Lynch versus the one and only, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler.
No.
AJ
Styles.
Lee. And let me tell you, whoever would have thought we would have had this at WrestleMania. AJ Lee is back. She doing her thing.
She had like a ton of kids in her entrance.
She had a bunch of little kids in her entrance.
Hide Randiddy.
She had a bunch of little kids doing her thing.
Hide Drake.
It's a lot of folks you need to hide. I hope a lot of people wasn't in that crowd. There was a lot of little girls out there that AJ brought, and they was all dressed up the same, skipping, doing their thing. They got the match started, and it was big hits out the gate. And Becky Lynch, she was pretty much frustrated this whole match because who did they have refereeing this thing, man?
The one and only, in my opinion, the greatest women's referee of all time, Jessica
Bullshit.
Carr.
Hell no, man.
Really, nigga?
Jessica Carr, she was reffing that thing.
Well, first of all, Daphne is a horrible ref, and that other woman that looked like Liv Morgan, she's not even refereeing on the main roster like that.
This was a really, really good match right here. Both of these ladies, they've been building up beef since AJ first came back in Chicago back in September 5th, SmackDown. They been beefing heavy, man. They even doing each other moves and stuff. AJ, she caught Becky with a manhandle slam.
A big time handle slam.
Becky kicked out though. This match was this had a wild ending, man. It was exposed turnbuckle action. You already know. Jessica Carr, she was confused. Becky Lynch, she ended up overpowering her, using her chin and her shoulders for extra stability.
Chin?
She muscled her down. She used that man strength she had, and she caught AJ Lee with a man handle slam, and it folded AJ Lee like an old wallet. And Becky pinned her and got that pin for the win, making her the new 3-time Intercontinental Champion, man. You already know. Shouts out to AJ Lee, though. Becky Lynch got the win. What did you think about that match, man?
This was a good match, but Becky becoming a 3-time women's IC champion is horrible.
Becky Lynch defeated AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Title.